So Game of Thrones Season 7 premiered Sunday, and I was able to watch it yesterday. Managed to avoid all the spoilers, and now I'm going to talk about it. Now I'm going to jump around a little bit. The most important thing to take from this episode is Daenerys and Tyrion have finally arrived at Dragonstone, and it's a great scene. It's almost all silence, except for the very end, where she says, "Shall we begin?" I think is what she says. It's really cool, her going through, her ancestral home, just seeing the really cool throne, the carvings of dragons, everything is just really cool. And it's just silent, and it's a really good scene. They're just walking and taking in everything. She puts her hand in the sand, and it's just, I really like the scene a lot. And it's going to mean a lot for the show going forward. It's probably going to be her base of operations for her taking over, or her attempt to retake Westeros. And it was really great. I loved it. And getting on to some other things, Arya took the identity of that Frey guy she killed and killed everyone else that was involved with the Red Wedding, killing her family, basically. And that was pretty badass. Arya's badass. I love Arya. And she comes up later in the episode when she's on her way to King's Landing, and she comes across some Imperial soldiers, including that guy, Ed Sheeran. And everyone's complaining about Ed Sheeran being in the episode. I am no fan of Ed Sheeran. I think his music is terrible. But he doesn't really take away anything from the episode, so it didn't really bother me. And she tells them, they share their food with her. She tells them she's going. They ask her why she's going to King's Landing. She says she's going to kill the Queen, Cersei. And they laugh. They think she's joking, and they don't know her. She's not joking. So I hope she accomplishes what she says, because I hate Cersei. I want her to die. And there's a lot of other stuff going on. Sam is at the Citadel working, cleaning shit, so he can have access to these books, so he can find out about the dragon glass. And he does find out about the dragon glass, that there's a mountain of dragon glass underneath Dragonstone. I don't know how they're going to get it with Daenerys there, but we'll see how that happens. There's a real cool scene with the White Walkers, the Army of the Dead. You see that they've reanimated a few giants, so there's some zombie giants. So that's going to be crazy. I love seeing the White Walkers. I know they're the bad guys. They're out to kill everybody. But goddamn, they're so damn cool. I can't wait to see them just attempt to kill everybody. It's going to be great. What else happens in this episode? Oh, the Cersei and Jaime and Euron, is that his name? Euron Greyjoy, the dumbass uncle guy from before. Cersei needs allies. Jaime tells her, all our kids are dead. And she says, well, they're all ash now. We're the only Lannisters that matter anymore, because Tyrion's a traitor. And we need to win this. And Jaime's, he's being a realist. He's like, we don't have any allies. We're surrounded. We need allies. And apparently she got a hold of the Greyjoys. They show up. Euron, and because they have all these ships, and it's a really cool scene with the ships. And he offers to marry her, and she turns him down. And he says, "Well, I'm gonna bring you a gift." So I don't know what that gift's gonna be. He's gonna bring her a gift that's gonna convince her to marry him. And I heard he's like the big bad guy in this season. He said something before about how it's going to make Ramsay look like nothing compared to him. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't know what... Oh, Jon Snow and Sansa. Jon Snow's, there's these forgot the names of the families, but they teamed up with Ramsay against, Jon Snow and the Starks, and they lost. And there's this whole thing where he wants to give their castles back to them. The leaders of those families were killed in the Battle of the Bastards, whatever. And he wants to give it back to them, so he doesn't want to breed any more ill will. But Sansa says, you should give these castles to the people that were on her side and helped us. So she puts her 2 cents in front of everybody, and it's probably not a good idea. But there's a sibling rivalry going on between her and her brother, Jon Snow. Jon Snow is more fixated on the White Walkers. The White Walkers are coming. We have to prepare for that. While Sansa's like, we got to prepare for Cersei and King's Landing. They're going to be coming for us. They sent that raven, basically calling them traitors, and yeah. So, who knows what's going to happen. King's Landing is surrounded. And, the North's going to have to fight, might have to fight on 2 fronts, fighting the White Walkers, fighting King's Landing, and then you got Daenerys Targaryen and Tyrion just wanting to conquer, just want to take it all over. So, we'll see what happens, knowing that Jon Snow is half Targaryen now, and I don't know, it's a lot of crazy stuff happened. Oh, and, of course, I can't really think his name. There's the Mountain, and then there's the Hound. The Hound. I always forget the names confused, but I love the Hound. He shows up again. They go to this house that him and Arya went to a few seasons back, and he did them wrong. And they come back there, and the Arya and the Hound did them wrong. I think they stole from him, and they go back there, and they're dead. The old man and the daughter, and he feels bad, and he buries them. He says they didn't deserve it, which is very unhound-like. He seems to have this other side of him since he came back from the dead, essentially. And he sees this vision in the fire about he sees ice, and he sees the wall. He sees the eastern wall or something like that. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff to take in. I'm probably going to watch the episode again. I only watched it once. It's a lot to take in initially. So that's what I got from the episode. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. There's only 7 episodes left. I mean, it's only 7 episodes this whole season. So there's only 6 episodes left. And shit's going to be going down. The White Walkers, I think winter has definitely arrived, and the White Walkers are coming with their zombie giants, and they're going to make a mess of things. Cersei's still driven by revenge, as always, and like Sansa says, I mean, even Sansa admires her. She always gets revenge on whoever she wants eventually. So, we'll see what's going to happen. Can't wait till next week's episode. Good stuff. See you later.